Hello everyone, and welcome to BGA TVHT, the show where we do gaming commentaries every other day. Now, I'm sorry because I was going to do this video at another point, but I really needed to get farther in the game before I could do this video. So, what are we talking about today? Super Metroid. Now, this is a very weird thing because I never really talked about Metroid on this channel at all over the many years that I have been doing it. I have not ever really talked about Metroid. So yeah, lately I've been getting into the series. I've played a bunch of the first Metroid, and the main thing I've done is played Super Metroid, a lot, and I've gotten pretty far in it. I wanna talk about my experiences and what I like about the game. Uh, and really only what I like about the game, because there's not really much I don't like about it, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to have screens up for you, as you'll see. So first, we're going to talk about map design. This map is huge. Compared to the first one or the second one, Super Metroid's map is massive. It's got 5 main areas: Crateria, Brinstar, Norfair, the Wrecked Ship, and Meridia, with Victorion being the final boss area you will unlock after beating the 4 main bosses of the game: Kraid, Ridley, Phantoon, and Dragon. They reside in Brinstar, Meridia, the Wrecked Ship, and Norfair, respectively, and you do have to go through them in a certain order to make the game a more easier experience. Okay. And basically, all I've done in terms of the bosses, I've beaten Kraid, and yeah, okay. So back to the map design. Instead of having to backtrack, because this map is so huge, instead of having to backtrack, like you go from point A up at your, you enter Norfair and then you go left and you go all the way down to the bottom. Instead of having to backtrack all the way up the shaft you just went down, there's a bunch of rooms that fold back in on themselves and make you able to get out easier. Now, one thing the map design does is it, at least in the first part of the game, it locks the doors behind you, so you're only in a segment of the map at a time. And I do like this, because in the first game, you could get really overwhelmed by the fact that once you got the bombs, and the long beam, and all these other, and only a few upgrades, you could go and fight Kraid and Ridley after only a little bit of time, and so much of the map would be accessible to you. But with Super Metroid, that isn't the case. You are actually locked in smaller areas. Like, for me, I went down a shaft that I can't get back up because I need the ice beam to freeze the enemies to make a platform. But the ice beam is somewhere in Norfair. But to get to it, I'm pretty sure I need the speed booster, which is in Norfair. But the thing you gotta do before you can actually go anywhere in Norfair is go and get the Varia suit, which is behind Kraid, and you have to beat Kraid, and then you get the Varia suit to go forward. And this is a great kind of structure for the game, because you don't have to, at that point, you don't have to, explore and wander around as much to find the stuff, because you kind of you go oh yeah, so Varia suit's behind Kraid, and to go many places in Norfair I need to beat Kraid. So then you might go looking for missile upgrades. But another thing you'll need is the power bombs to get a missile upgrade. And the power bombs, I don't even know where they are. But I like the way the map is designed. The one thing I'll say is the wrecked ship, I think it's a little small to be a main area. I mean, Crateria is bigger than it, even though Crateria is a main area. It doesn't have a boss fight. I would rather there be a boss fight in Crateria. I mean, a big boss fight. There is a mini boss there. Uh, it's what was its name? It was the evil Chozo statue. I don't remember its name. But the wrecked ship is a just eh. I haven't been there yet. I can't get there. That would probably be my next step because I can use the morph ball bombs. Well, actually, I could have gone to the wrecked ship or tried to go to the wrecked ship before I even went into Upper Brinstar. But, that's not really the way to go. Another thing is the secrets in Super Metroid. They are really good. The secrets in Super Metroid range could be from these weird shaped blocks that you need the grapple beam to get across, and then you'll get something like a missile tank. Some of those things are in Upper Brinstar, and also ones that will lead you to other areas of some uh, areas, such as in Norfair, where you can use the grapple beam to get to a door locked with a super missile. So, as well as all these things, Super Metroid has great boss designs compared to the first game, and I'm not even going to count Metroid 2 because that was a Game Boy game, and really the only boss was the Metroid Queen, and that was its thing. But with Super Metroid, comparing it to Metroid 1, like, oh, it's so good. You got Ridley, which is a deep improvement over his original, just kind of hopping around and throwing fireballs at you. Then you got Kraid, which has which is like your main, uh, which is like really big. It was the tiny Kraid from the first game. He's gone. He's so gone in this. You just Even in Metroid Zero Mission, they made the Kraid boss fight the Super Metroid one because it's just a better boss fight overall. You still have to fight the little Kraid, like in Metroid 1 before the Kraid spawn, but that's not really a big deal because if you have like 5 missile upgrades like I did, yeah, you just kind of spam triangle. Okay, yeah. Sorry, before I say anything else, I was playing this on an emulator with a PlayStation 4 controller. Don't kill me. But that actually is a little, I think if I use an actual Super Nintendo controller, the control scheme would make a little more sense because I know the way Nintendo's controllers are made now is not the same as they were made back in back in 94. So anyway, we go back to the game and the boss variation, even in the mini bosses, is really cool. So the 2 mini bosses I fought is obviously the evil Chozo statue. You have to fight him to get the morph ball bombs, and then Spore Spawn. Spore Spawn is okay. You just kind of, at least my strategy was I go into morph ball form and I hide in this little crevice until I can jump out at him and pump him full of missiles. It did take me a few tries, but that's okay. It's fine. Um, as far as my personal enjoyment with how they do secrets in the game, I think it's really good. Nintendo put a lot of effort into the good secrets of this game. Now, one thing I will say is some secrets are still just locked behind random walls that you'll have to bomb or hit with missiles. But that's okay because unlike the first one, the game is very generous with missile and health and super missile and power bombs and everything you will need is very generous with it. All of it is like you're getting low on missiles. Here's a missile recharge station. Yeah, you're low on energy. Here's a good spot to farm some energy for a little bit. You're low on super missiles. do the same thing, I guess. I mean, the super missiles are fine. Also, the the atmosphere of Super Metroid, it's so cool. The way you're the way you like go into Old Torion and you're just like it's all foggy and it's all broken and you're like, oh yeah, I fought the boss here the first game, and then you get the Morph Ball and 2 missile tanks and then you come back up and then suddenly wabam, there's space pirates everywhere, like the Zebesians. That's what they're called, I believe. The Zebesians is the name of the space pirates they reside on Sebes. Obviously, now the Metroid timeline is a little bit wonky for me. I always thought it was simple. It went Metroid, Zero Mission, Metroid 2, Super Metroid, but then I realized that the entire Metroid Prime series happened in between Metroid 1 and 2. And there are some things that they kind of needed to fix up with that. There are, you know, but it was just, it's such a fun experience. I think if you haven't already, you should really give it a try. The game is smart, it's fun, and just, oh, it's so nice to play. You don't have to think of it as a game of its time. That's how well designed it is. It keeps up with Metroidvanias today. You could really be like, yeah, this was made in 2018 or 2019. And then be like, yeah, this is a good game. So yeah, I guess that's about it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And this is Brandon from Big McLarge's Gaming, signing out. Goodbye.